but it's ever present. You just learn how to coexist with the pain and the grief.
Hi, my name is Hawkins.
When my mother first passed, I felt it was, I guess, kind of surreal, and I actually didn't accept it, or looking back now, start to accept it until probably maybe a year after her actual death. It was during spring break, so we took a spring break, I guess, and buried my mom and came back to life, and nothing changed other than the fact that she wasn't there. Nothing was talked about, nothing was addressed, whether it was pain, whether it was happiness, whether it was grief, whether there were even feelings. So no, not for the moment there weren't any feelings other than just this actually happened because we were being told it happened. After that, it was anger. Once I started to accept it about a year later, that hey, she's been gone for a long time, she really isn't coming back. Now, as time has passed, just emptiness.
The way I felt, of course I'm talking about my mom, the way I felt was a complete sense of loss and confusion, because I didn't know what to do, I didn't know how to feel. So for me, how I felt was a sense of loss. I don't think a person ever gets over grief. I think you learn how to live with it. You learn how to cope with it. It becomes part of who you are. It's just one of those things. What changed in my thinking after their death? I just had to realize that I had to go on. Life had to go on. I couldn't just stay where I was. I knew those little things like the phone calls, like the stopping by the house, those aren't going to happen no more. So that was it. The grief. The only way I could describe grief is one of those things. You really can't describe grief. I think you have to experience it. I understand that there's the 5 stages of grief, but the truth of the matter, at the end of the day, everybody handles it different. Everybody feels different. And there's no real definition. The best to me is pain, sorrow, emptiness, loneliness, confusion, all lumped up at one time. It's just like at one moment that person is gone and you have all of this hit you and you have to learn how to cope with it.
My name is Lisa Haskell, and I am discussing the loss of my brother. I felt when my loved one passed, it actually took a while for me to actually accept it, I think. I felt weird because when my sister came to me and actually told me, I almost thought it was like a big cosmic joke, and then it took almost like 2 months for me to actually grieve about it or feel anything about it. And it was in the middle of a class, and it was like, oh, he's gone. So it was very hard. I think you get over a part of the grief, like that actual, like, I cry about it for no reason grief. But you don't get over the loss of the person in your life, but the actual, like, crying when, you think of the person. You learn a little bit to appreciate that they even lived, and you're happy when you think of them sometimes. What changed in my thinking after my brother died was I actually lost my faith when he died originally. Like, just my whole thought of life pretty much changed. The grief was hard. I would describe it as sad and angry, and there was like a lot of feelings in the grief. It wasn't just like, oh well, sad. Like, it was a lot at once. So I can't really even put it into words. So that's it.
Paul Murray, my mother, kidney failure.
The new healthcare law has you covered. You can no longer be denied health insurance.
Lisa Haskell, my brother, suicide.
www